I could tell you that this matchup is a potential finals preview. That this game decides the first overall seed. And this matchup is between the two best teams in the Suffolk County High School Hockey League. But all of that pales in comparison to the magnitude of this rivalry. All that matters is the next 45 minutes and winning this game. It's Smithtown Hauppauge. It's St. Anthony's live on the LI Sports Network. Welcome everyone to the rinks here in Hauppauge. We're so happy to have you along for this ride. My name's Kevin Broderick, joined by Ryan Brannigan on color commentary. Paulie Panasonic Trentini operating the camera for you tonight. Gabe Curry, Rowan Loddick behind us on the south rinks. Spencer Tomset calling in somewhere from the south. We don't even know. It's a big operation for a big time game, and we're ready to go, Ryan.
Oh, that we are. And like you've laid it out perfectly, Kevin. What more is there to say? Friars, Bulls, both teams not satisfied with anything else but a championship. It was the Friars who won it last year in a decisive Game 3 in relatively blowout fashion over the Bulls. That sour taste surely in their mouth. Now, to make it even more sour, the first time they played each other this season, 5-3, it was the Friars again besting the Bulls. Jordan Valsage picking up the win against Jack Pring in that matchup. And Smithtown Hauppauge. It's never really a satisfying regular season if you go winless against the black and gold St. Anthony's Friars. They're going to be hungry coming into tonight.
Absolutely. St. Anthony's 15-3 on this season. Technically, that does include one tie, so 15-2-1. The Bulls 17-2. With both of these teams, Ryan, it's easier to talk about which games they've lost than which games they've won. For the Bulls, it was an overtime loss to Northport Huntington. The other matchup you already talked about against St. Anthony's. For the Friars, they have a loss to EI and to Sachem and a tie to Middle Country, which was a throwback classic, shorthanded Middle Country. The Cougars got it done against one of the best in the Suffolk County High School Hockey League. But all of that leads us to the game in front of us. And while I did say that they don't care about the standings, they don't care about anything else, that's true for the players on the ice, but we still got to bring up everything else that surrounds this game, because St. Anthony's need to win this one in order to have a shot to claim the first overall seed. If Smithtown Hauppauge win it, they secure their destiny at number 1 and a regular season title.
Absolutely. And not only that, what's on the line for the Friars is if they don't win this game, they're leaving the door open to get passed by Sachem. And if there's anything that St. Anne's want, it's not to be third, because then you got a matchup against KPC, a team that could very well upset you in the first round.
And then on top of that, Ryan, you got to think about those second round matchups, because for the Bulls and for St. Anthony's, that's what they're focused on. They're not satisfied with a quarterfinal. They got to win that semi as well. I think if you would ask those players in that locker room and those coaches as well, they rather play the winner of East Islip Northport Huntington than to face the Sachem Hockey Club in the second round.
Absolutely. And if that were to be the case, Sachem nearly, and I mean nearly, by a shootout, fell to the Friars. It almost was a Sachem-Smithtown Hauppauge final last year. So a lot on the line and a lot to come in these next few weeks. Exciting times here on LI Sports Network with the Suffolk County High School Hockey League varsity season coming to a close.
Absolutely. You got to subscribe, hit that notification button. I understand that you might be here to root for your home team, but really, when it comes to the playoffs, you got to be watching every single matchup, because these rivalries can get heated very, very quickly. And ultimately, the crowd atmosphere at these big games is also amazing.
Yeah, there's no rivalry hotter than Smithtown Hauppauge and St. Anne's. As we looking to get going in just a moment. Quick breakdown of some of the players to look out for who have got it done this year. For Smithtown Hauppauge, it's been a trio a trio of Marcus Diorico, Liam McNamara, and Luke Anderson. Those three players represent 3 of the 4 top point scorers in the entire varsity standing entire league this season. They have been outstanding. Also worth noting, Braden Beltrani, 33 points in 17 games played for him. Robert Auerbach, 17 goals as well. Deep lineup here for the Smithtown Hauppauge Bulls, and for the Friars, Azariti, Sorrell, Catalo, all worth mentioning.
I like to call them the Mad Line. McNamara, Anderson, and Diorico. Not going to get the start in this game, but they will be a line with immense impact as we're underway here at the rinks. First touches for all of these players. A look at the starting goaltender matchup. Jacob Cardona going to get the nod. He was on the bench last time. Jack Pring was getting the start against the Friars. Jordan Valsic, the easy option for the Friars. It's his second start against the Bulls this season. Pass comes out in front. Opportunity. Beltrani put it above the crossbar. Knocked down by Rinfus, and he tries to sweep it over towards the corner. Rims around to the near side, and Quintalo could try to play it out and gets it ahead to one of his main men. Thomas Azariti shooting through a screen, and it's snatched out of the air by Jacob.
That's a very important note. And this year, Jacob Cardona hasn't lost. 8-0-0 has been Cardona, arguably better than Pring this year, which I'm not sure many people saw coming heading into the season. Pring, of course, stellar in his own right, with a near-perfect record as well.
First defensive zone draw for the Bulls today. The puck will whistle across the center of the ice. Taken down low. The Friars try to play it to the near point. Went through the skates of Leo Stioso. And Ryan, you know, you talk about the statistics. Jacob, like you said, undefeated, a 1.32 GAA. It's slightly lower than that of Jack Pring. See how that develops throughout the game. Anderson looking for a back pass. Diorico comes onto it. Puts it down low. Anderson back for it to Diorico. Knocks it around one. His centering feed. Nick Busa stepped in front of it. Blasts it off the wall, and power will go back to the neutral zone. A D-to-D pass for the Bulls as the Friars make some changes. McNamara breaks past the blue line, then has it ripped off his stick. One of the youngest players on the ice in today's game. McNamara, just a sophomore in high school, and yet he's top 3 in scoring in the Suffolk County High School Hockey League.
Oh, he's been outstanding. A revelation. Played for the JV team a season ago as a freshman and lit it up in that division as well. He is certainly a stellar talent. Yet another to come from the Smithtown Hauppauge region of Long Island, an absolute hockey hotbed.
McNamara, second in the league in points, third in goals. He plays for the Long Island Royals when he's not here in the white and blue. Friars will take it back into their own end, try to get it past Spires. Spires steps around one, then taken away by Catalo. Talk about a thorn in their side. Anthony Catalo has consistently gotten it done against Smithtown Hauppauge. 2 goals in their last matchup.
He's such a big-time player. And in that semifinal against Sachem, 4 goals. Who could forget? He was unbelievable.
Good takeaway down low. Falcone almost received the centering feed. The Bulls looking good to start off this game. Spires a one-timer. Big block in front. I think that might have caught Falcone as he was knocked to the ice. Catalo trying to hunt it against Spires. Drags it all the way down below his goal line. Has Falcone as the outlet pass. And Dean, playing a physical game, wasn't going to stay down on the ice for long. Rinfus, he's trying to dangle. Poked off his stick. Catalo a backhand to clear the zone. Touched up at center ice, and the Friars get it ahead. Tartaglia's shot. Cardona a better save.
And just speaking to the depth of these two teams, they both have 2 junior varsity teams that will be in that are in action in the JV, meaning that they have so many players they can sport 2 teams at the one level down from varsity.
Lanitas can't win that draw, but Krikow does a good job to blast it out. Kangsa tried to hold the zone. Now he'll get it ahead to Riggins. Walks past a couple of checks, trying to shoulder fake around Cummings. Knocked away from the puck, and the Bulls recollect below their own goal line. Avlanitas, an outlet pass to Krikow. No icing gonna come here. Another good hit from Kanksa. Puck up for grabs. Budakavoli to the far side. Riggins sweeps it across the ice. Cummings steps in front of it. Ryan, a lot of clinical hockey being played right now. Nothing too fancy. Maybe Auerbach trying to change that. He streaks down. Auerbach a shot. And a nice save from Valsic into the glove.
Yeah, good rush up ice there from Auerbach, but I'm going to bring it back to Cummings. Cummings had a fantastic game. One of the last games I called. I was joined alongside Travis Quigley for the SCHSHL versus Smithtown Hauppauge game, and Cummings is such a stalwart on defense, almost never makes the wrong play.
Diorico for a power blast. Karams off the boards and out of the zone, developing into a 2-on-1. Here come the Friars. Quick shot. Caradonna is safe. Rebound. He knocks it away with the blocker. No penalties on the play either. We'll stay 5-on-5 as Diorico tries to get physical in the neutral zone. He loops around two different men. Leaves it behind McNamara. Dances at the blue line. Looking for Anderson down in the corner. Rattles it up the boards. Now Power takes a step left. Shot. Valsic tracked it and got it away. Top line against top line here as you see number 19, Tommy Azzariti, spinning away from trouble. Diorico takes it back, hits it to Anderson, tap towards the middle, intercepted by the Friars, and they'll get it out of the zone. Stiuso. Not a lot of help behind him. Still tracking down the puck. Rims around the boards. Anderson with time and space, leaves it for his defenseman Power. A D-to-D pass off the end boards. 5 minutes gone by here in the first period. Ryan, who are you liking more so far?
I think both teams have had their chances. That 2-on-1 for the Friars is going to be a penalty here upcoming. I'm going to take this time to show Jacob Caradonna's save on this previous sequence. Tough break for Jake Ryan defensively as he fell down, allowing the odd man rush. Power does a good job of forcing the shot there as it was a bad angle. You got to take away the pass if the angle of the shot is as poor as it was, and it indeed was on that play. Caradonna, relatively easy save. He then ended up getting the rebound, which is arguably more impressive. Caradonna looks great early, which is, again, a difference from the first time these two teams played.
So the power play will go to the Friars, and it's going to be Brett Spires into the box for two, officially listed as interference.
St. Anne's power play. Believe this is just of last game's stats, 71.4%. Needless to say, the Friars have a good power play.
Always a great special teams team are St. Anthony's. Well coached for sure. Puck on the near boards. Couple of Friars playing, falling down. Falcone instantly gets back up though. 15 seconds already off the clock.
It's worth it.
Kanksa, a shot. Caradonna save. Rebound! Hits off the post. Somehow not going in, but the Friars still have it. Catallo tiptoeing. Catallo across. Left it behind his man. Azzariti couldn't field it. It spun around down low.
If Azzariti's a lefty, he could one-time that, and that's probably a goal.
Unfortunate right there for St. Anthony's. It looks like they'll keep the same unit out there. Building up speed. Here comes Azzariti. Can't wiggle past Anderson. Good takeaway. Anderson and Diorico causing problems. Anderson another hit. Almost made Tartaglia spill down to the ice. Off for Catallo, a shot. Caradonna is saved. Taken away by Smithtown Hauppauge and all the way down the ice.
Yeah, big clearing there for 93 in white and blue, Jake Ryan.
Still time for St. Anthony's. 45 seconds on that power play clock. Kanksa, he powers it through. Still down low, getting pushed by Anderson. Trying to pop the puck up to Tartaglia. Now a 2-on-2 scrum. Goes the favor of the Bulls and out of the zone. Riggins back for it.
And showing off that not just a top scorer in the league, but Diorico can get it done. 200-foot player on the penalty kill as well.
2-on-1 break again for the Friars. A shot, and Caradonna, big-time goalie so far, hasn't let one by. Still 18 seconds on the power play.
A little bit of pushing and shoving in front, but we'll cut it off to show this Caradonna glove work. No rebound is the most important part of that save. He looks excellent in the early goings of this first period. Do you have time for another save? No, we don't.
Back instantly into the action. Can't miss a second of it here on the Long Island Sports Network. Budicavoli lost it out to Falcone. Shot down low, Valsic. It's an easy save from him in the butterfly. 4 seconds left before Spires rejoins. Beltrani on the takeaway will kill off the rest of that clock, but a turnover that could be beneficial for Riggins, who breaks past the blue. Once again, back for Falcone. He's been all over the place so far, Ryan, would you say?
See, absolutely. And see if Smithtown Hauppauge can build momentum following that kill, as we often see at any level of hockey. You get a big kill early in a game, try to build some momentum off of it. Or will the Friars, I mean, with an icing here, they get an offensive zone faceoff, a chance to potentially take advantage. However, looks like Sorrentino's stepping over into the box for the Friars. Smithtown Hauppauge should get a power play here, but I don't think they get the puck in the offensive zone because they iced it.
We saw power play goals play a big part in the last matchup between the Friars and the Bulls. 2 power play tallies for St. Anthony's, 1 for the Bulls. Here's Diorico. Would be offsides as a little bit of a miscue with Falcone right there, and he stepped past. So we'll go back to the neutral zone. The Bulls losing 7 seconds right there.
Yeah, it's a big disadvantage not getting an offensive zone faceoff to start a power play.
Beltrani on the second draw is good for it again. Spires will touch up and give it right back over to Cummings. Hits it to the far side. Falcone trying to go across the rink. Not going to get past Peter Kelly. And 20 seconds have ticked off the clock, Ryan. Still no O-zone time for the Bulls.
Such a good read by Kelly. You want to go back through the middle and neutralize as a back checker. He does it beautifully there.
Spires finally gets it through, has a passing options, and swivels it over to his left. Cummings, his shot ramps off his stick. Rebound, Diorico to the middle. Couldn't connect it, and Spires fumbled the puck at the blue line. Kelly on the pressure. Turned around easily by Spires. Now challenging a second Friar. Sachets around Carrasco. Spires pulling up now. Looking to get it to Cummings. Has to twirl at the half wall. Now with the shooting lane. Goes across. Beltrani got a stick on it. Another penalty upcoming. It's going to be a 5-on-3 across. Diorico missed an open goal.
Wide open.
Couldn't get it to go. Spires still with it. Looking for a shot, saved by Valsic. Here comes the
just let him touch it. If you're Smithtown Hauppauge, just let him touch it.
Beltrani gonna hold instead. Needs a passing option. Fiddles it over to the left circle. Moving in. Spires out in front. Diorico fanned on the shot. Cummings to Beltrani. Valsic a save. And there's the touch-up from Peter Kelly.
I'm shocked they continue that. I get it on one level. You had the momentum. You were looking good doing so. Had a bunch of grade A chances. I think we got the penalty here out in front, or maybe not, but it's drawn by Dean Falcone in that net front battle. It's going to be a cross-checking call, I'm almost positive.
Going into the box, Joe Miklich for the Friars, another 2 minutes.
So 5-on-3 for 34 seconds here.
Looking for the face-off win was Anderson, but it was knocked past him. That's a good start for St. Anthony's. Caradonna will leave it behind the net. It's Spires to take it, leaves it for the sophomore sensation McNamara. Hits Auerbach. Auerbach with it again. Weaves past the blue line. 2 Friars on him. Spires twirls. Down to the goal line. Auerbach back to Spires. Has power as an option. Instead, looks over to McNamara. Here's McNamara. Drags for a new angle, but fumbled on the shot. 5-on-3 over. We're back to just a power play. Power rotates it left. Spires walking it down. Spires a shot. Good tip from Auerbach. A follow-up, and Valsic got his face on it for the save. All the way down the rink, and Caradonna touched it up.
And most importantly, a player out of the box for the Friars. The 5-on-3 has been killed off. Great work there for Valsic. Both goaltenders shining bright so far early in this first period, or midway through now. Time flying.
Spires dicing it up at the blue line. Called on sides with the rest of his team. 50 ticks remaining in the second power play for the Bulls. Touchdown low, Valsic out of the net. He's a great stick handler and allows his team to get another clear. A true game changer, Jordan Valsic. He's always such a force. Auerbach couldn't get around Catallo. Here comes the other thorn in the side. Catallo going wide. In front, his shot saved.
Caradonna being called upon, short-handed as well. Anthony Catallo around the down bull, trying to just flip it by him. Great positioning, not biting, was Caradonna. And as I mentioned already, both goaltenders electric in the early goings.
Catallo on the ozone draw now, one out by the Bulls, but it was coughed up into the hands of Buda Cavoli. He'll hold on a little longer, accidentally hitting the near referee. Good break for the Bulls right there. Falcone holds it in. Looks off to his left side. Jake Ryan a shot. Valsic another save through a big screen. And that should do it for the back-to-back power plays. St. Anthony's getting through both of them.
Yeah, especially the 5-on-3. Bulls so dangerous. And just a 5-on-4. Getting the 5-on-3 kill was big.
Diorico with the best opportunities of any player so far today. Missed it, wide open net. Another opportunity, and that puck slides through. Another tip chance, and that's blocked expertly by Jake Nichols. He had an assist last time they played against St. Anthony's. Not a lot of points for Nichols on the season, just a total of 4. But St. Anthony's, they have a tendency to come up in big games against Smithtown Hauppauge. Deflection, Cummings takes a one-timer, high slot, and it's flipped almost out of play. Just barely staying in there. No, is going to be called dead by the referees. I believe it hit that little blue padding, Ryan.
Yeah, which is there for a good reason. I mean, I don't know how many big hits you've seen along those boards where you get clotheslined by the glass. It's not pretty.
You don't want your neck accidentally going into a hard piece of metal.
But big offensive zone draw here for Smithtown Hauppauge if they can win it.
Avlanitis to take that draw. He wins it, but a little too cleanly. Goes all the way past Power. Quickly pressured from behind. Caraher was the man there for the forecheck. Now Busa takes the possession. Busa a shot, rebound. Oh, still loose, and finally covered up by Caradonna.
Caradonna's rebound control to this point, Kevin, has been outstanding. Rare mishap there from Caradonna, and still able to make up for it, making the second save necessary.
Another face-off upcoming for Avlanitis. One down to the goal line. Power blasted it around the boards. Auerbach not able to clear just yet. A staunch line of St. Anthony's players there to hold the zone. Opportunity comes around. Caraher, an awkward shot. Still got in front. Caradonna, one of his more nifty saves of the night. Avlanitis now trying to get the puck cleared. Was harassed from behind, but eventually hit it forward. Agavino was skating backwards, lost control. Now Spires in his own defensive end. Takes a hit to make the play. Pack passed up. Now Stiuso. His backhander. Left behind Caraher. Another D-to-D pass. As these teams continue to trade possession here, Ryan. 2:40 to play in the first. A centering feed on the near post.
Yeah, great takeaway there by Caraher.
Puck once again back into the Friar defensive zone. Kanksa will wait patiently for the icing to be called. We'll pause the clock again with 2:30 to play in the first frame. St. Anthony's, I would say, one of their few offensive zone draws this game, you know, partially because of the power plays.
Sure, and just how those things work out sometimes. But it's a 50-50 play, and this is going to be a game won by who has more wins in the 50-50 play department, and face-offs, one of those critical ones.
Puck dropped. Cummings lost it in his skates. Catallo quickly closed on him. Azaridi and Catallo now chasing after Cummings. Needed some support there, and Ryan will help get it out. The Bulls break it forward. The Mad Line out on the rink. Centering feed, Diorico. Watched it go under his stick. McNamara now holding the zone and sidestepping a big hit. McNamara still dancing across. Diorico, one more! Saved by Valsic!
How did he keep that out?
Got to the far post and shut down the Mad Line in one of their tic-tac-toe plays.
I mean, their chemistry is without denial at this point in the season. It's on full display every single night that they're in action. What a pass across. And then, this is a tap-in goal. My goodness, Jordan Valsic, how do you do?
The Bulls getting loud on the bench. Diorico to the ozone draw. Won it backwards. It's Cummings at the near point. Sweeps it around. Anderson knocked down. Still hard on the puck and gets it to Diorico. Looking for McNamara, thinks better of his options. The one-timer from Cummings didn't exactly hit his stick in the way he wanted. Scramble in front, Valsic out of his net. No follow-up opportunity. Diorico pinched in on the boards to keep it alive. Off for Anderson, a shot through a screen. Karams over to McNamara. Can't hold the zone as Catallo finds his way around Cummings as well. Here comes Catallo, a shot that goes straight off the face of Caradonna.
Get your head in the game, Jacob. What a save on Catallo, the Quinnipiac commit.
Buck 15 left in the first period. McNamara flips it ahead. Here comes Anderson. In on net, his shot. Blocker save, Valsic. These goalies continue to battle back and forth.
Can't keep up with the replays at this point, Kevin. This is the Catallo chance. Catches Cummings flat-footed. Rare mistake there from Cummings. And it's a partial 2-on-1. Again, takes the pass away. That's what you want to do. And force the shot, and a great save made by Caradonna. Right back the other way, Jordan Valsic. Not sure if we're going to have enough time for this play to play out before we get back to action. But here's the breakaway. Anderson, and what a save. We don't get to it. I'll show you in between.
It's Peter Kelly up the ice, trying to get this puck around Trites. Into the left wing corner, the Friars find it there. Walking on the goal line, out in front, puck still loose. A save by Caradonna. I think he got that just barely. Norris at the near point. Can't get the shot by Beltrani. The clear shut down. Another awkward shot through a screen for Kelly. And once again, the physical play of the Bulls gets them out. Rinfus in transition. Tried to center it for Falcone. Now Dave Falcone putting his hip into it across for a Rinfus shot. Skimmed wide of the net, and the Friars once again skate north. Carrasco twirls it around. Trites knocks it past one Friar, ahead to Falcone, clears on the near point, just past Justin Norris, but the puck had too much momentum, carried down for an icing. 18.3 left in the first period. Game still at 0-0, largely thanks to the combination of Caradonna and Valsic.
Absolutely, and now offensive zone draw for the Friars. They get the face-off win here, Kevin. A goal this late in the period in a game like this could be backbreaking.
Power will say no to that possibility, at least for now. Hits Rinfus on the wall, back down for the defenseman Power. Takes a hit check into the boards and is separated. The Friars take control. 5 seconds left. Maybe one more shot. Comes on net. A scramble for it. It goes wide to the right, into the corner where it will die. Wow. After the first 15, we're still tied at 0. Valsic and Caradonna with great performances. Ryan, your final thought before break.
I mean, that was an exceptional first period, delivered on all the promise, an absolute nail-biter. Stay tuned for the rest of the game. It's going to be an absolute slugfest.
Couldn't find a goal scorer in the first period, so we'll try to find one in the second. Jacob Caradonna, Jordan Valsic, the story so far. They got a lot of love from their benches in that 1 minute break. We're back to center ice here at the rinks in Hauppauge. You're watching the LI Sports Network. The Mad Line to start it off for the Bulls, responded by the Tommy Azzariti line. One important note, Ryan, no Zach Sorrell today for the Friars.
That's a big loss for St. Anne's. They're deep enough to survive it, of course, but Sorrell tied for the lead in points with 33 with Azzariti.
Diorico accidentally stumbles past the blue line, would have put his team off sides. Tommy Azzariti takes it instead for Catalo. One more pass to the middle, a chance for Busa. Gives it back around for Catalo. A nice shot and a better glove save from Caradonna. I don't know how he got that into his glove with the screen in front, but these goalies continue to find ways.
Yeah, I hope you guys bought tickets to the goaltending show because you're getting what you paid for. This is incredible. I mean, I don't know. I showed the highlights at the end of that first period. Valsic, that crazy save. Backdoor, don't know how he got it with the stick. And then Caradonna's been locked in as well.
Chance to be cleared. It goes out to Falcone. Good bounce. Has a man coming. It's Rinfris. 2-on-2 past the blue line. The Bulls cutting it down low, and it's Kanksa to cut it off. Pass still comes out in front for Beltrani, but at his back to the net, so no good opportunity. Here comes Tommy Azzariti, challenging straight into Cummings. Poked off his stick, and now Beltrani trying to get it out. Instead, it's a turnaround shot for Azzariti. A minute gone by in the second period, and already so much action. Azzariti. Past Beltrani again. Hits it to the far point. Long shot. Caradonna, another glove save.
So a sneaky little thing that happened there is the Friars made a change, and that is a virtue, a benefit of the period of the long change, which we are in here in the second, where those defensemen have a much longer trip to get to the bench. Just another one of those micro plays within the game that can make such a difference. One bad change in this type of a game this close could be the difference.
Carrasco will take the O-zone draw. Stepping up is Avlanitis for the Bulls. Avlanitis once again wins it to Power, hits Auerbach, and he breaks it out of the zone. Auerbach trying to jockey for position against Diuso. Gets the shot off. Goes high above the crossbar. Valsic not required to make the save. Held alive by Avlanitis. Auerbach into the corner. Couldn't get there first. Scaled up the boardsman out. Holtke was there for it. Avlanitis into the corner with Auerbach again, this time on the right side. Centered out in front, Sorrentino. Lots of noise being made by the JV section in attendance for the Smithtown Hauppauge Bulls. And we're getting offsides here.
He mentioned the JV section. That's two teams worth there for you, as I was talking about before. Same could be if the Friars JV team were here, they would be able to boast the same.
Unfortunately, they were just playing.
They were. The gold team was up against West Islip on the South Rink. Spencer Thompson on the call for that one, and it looked like the Friars gold team exacting some revenge on West Islip with a big win.
Smithtown Hauppauge needed one more out. Power will join number 55, Ryan Treitz. Face-off won by Smithtown Hauppauge. Diorico will take it. Tries to feather it ahead for Anderson. Has to duck back into his own zone. Pushed away from the puck. Well played by Budakavoli. He'll now try to hold the zone against Anderson. Physical battle between those two. Eventually comes free for Power. Sweeps it across McNamara. Liam McNamara ahead to Anderson. Trailed by Diorico. Anderson shoulder bumping with Tartaglia. Kept alive by the Bulls. Diorico slides it up to the blue line. Power, long shot, tipped in front, loose on the left side. Valsic got over for another save. McNamara over to Anderson, net off its moorings. We will get a pause.
And a chance to look at this replay. Starts with the shot from the blue line from Power. What you want to do is shoot this low as a defenseman. That way it can go off a deflection, go get a rebound, and that's exactly what happened there. Rebound, and then great job at the right pad of Valsic shutting down McNamara, one of the most dangerous players in the Suffolk County High School Hockey League.
Once again, we have the Mad line against the Azzariti line.
Expect that matchup all night long.
All night long, baby. Put around the boards. McNamara in the left wing corner. Gives it to Anderson in front. Diorico had his stick tied up, but Spires doesn't. Miss wide on the right side, maybe from a tip. Another one-timer opportunity. McNamara was shoved to the ground, and we get some extra stuff after the whistle. I like it. Ryan likes it. The JV team sure likes it.
Well, not sure if there's any boos looking for a call there, but watch the pounce on the rebound there from Valsic doing his best Tom impression. Tom, of course, referring to the cat. It's old. That's an old round.
I don't know.
You
You could be talking about my dad.
Is he a cat?
No, but his name is Tom.
He's got good reflexes?
Hey, he's a little older now, but he was a firefighter. So I don't think so. Anyways, back to the game. Spires down the half wall across. Beltrani couldn't rip it on net. Still some great defense played by Chris Kanksa. Catallo past the blue. A sweeping strike knocks it down low. Chance for Busa. Tied up quickly. Couldn't get his pass to the blue line either. It was actually fumbled by Falcone. And that was an awkward skip off the skate blade of Catallo. Busa another opportunity with it. Sweeps it up high. At the blue line for the Friars. Shot, no screen, easy save, Caradonna.
And more importantly, no rebound. Especially on a shot like that from range. Doesn't have a lot on it. Can't afford to have that rebound come out. Caradonna makes no mistake. He has been flawless tonight. As is this counterback for Valsic. This has become a game of who blinks first, Kevin. Out of these goaltenders, out of these defensive structures, and all it takes is one hiccup.
No true 2-on-1, maybe one apiece for either of these teams. Definitely no 2-on-0s or 1-on-0s. Opportunity down low, and once again, Caradonna says no. Friars still buzzing around in the zone. Auerbach will try to chase that one down. Has a second, plays it to the blue line, skims all the way down the ice. No icing called from our referees, so Valsic will have to play it himself.
Went on goal.
Skims it on the boards. Auerbach tiptoes around one check, but is separated from the puck. Played out to Cummings, deflects off his skate blade. Now Carrasco has it. Big hit from Cummings, and that will get called as a penalty.
Yeah, he didn't have the puck.
Carrasco was leveled. That'll be interference. And
here it is, Kevin.
Still down after the hit.
He doesn't have the puck. It's simple as that. You can't lay out a guy who doesn't have the puck. And caught out of position. Again, rarity for Cummings, but he was trying to prevent an odd man rush the other way. Maybe anticipating that Carrasco would get the puck, or just a moment of confusion. Either way, Friars get a power play, and again, the special teams have a chance to figure large in this game.
So the junior goes off to the box. Cummings with 20 points on the season, 4 goals, 16 assists, and the Friars will win the face-off to boot. Sorrentino sends it up high, long shot with another screen. Still can't beat Caradonna. He's been there every single time. 7 seconds gone by in the 5-on-4.
Again, you got to get, first off, you got to get bodies to the front of the net, and it's easier to do that on the power play. Expect that at least one guy in front here for the Friars.
Power sends it up the high glass, and it goes all the way down the rink, 200 feet.
Kansas showed off the hops there to try to keep it in, but couldn't do so.
Friars will take their time on this breakout. They give it to Anthony Catallo. Had 2 goals last time they played. Looking for his first here. Sharp angle. Not going to beat Caradonna like that.
No, you're not. But for Catallo, he's such a good player. You want to give him benefit of the doubt. At the bare minimum, what you get is another offensive zone face-off here for the Friars. Maybe try to catch him off guard there was Catallo.
Azzariti won it against Diorico. Chance to set up now for Busa. Spinning around looking for his options. Gives it to his left side. Azzariti loading up the shot. Big rebound. Anderson was on it first and just got it past the sprawling Kanksa. Diorico going down quickly.
Look out, Valsic.
Yeah, could have caught Valsic out of position right there, but the Friars better for it. Azzariti collects on the backhand. Twisting his hips at the red line. He's into the offensive end. Azzariti pushed away by Power. Was not going to be fooled by any of that magic from Tommy Azzariti.
Was not, and so far so good with the structure for Smithtown Hauppauge. They're in that box, and for when you're in that box, you could potentially get some seam lanes if you're able to. You have the space. You want to be very crisp with your passing, and we'll see if St. Anthony can do that.
Tartaglia on this draw, not as well won as Azzariti, but still in the zone for now. Ryan pitching it ahead, and Falcone will finish the job. Another clear 200 feet. Valsic will leave it for his defense.
Kevin, that just goes to show the importance of faceoffs. I don't know why they're charted up recently as not being important. They're massive in my book.
Stiuso giving it behind him. Beltrani on a nice spinning play to clear the zone. Caraher couldn't hold on to it for long. Beltrani just a dog on this puck right now.
He's had a great game.
Tartaglia trying to settle the troops, but he'll send it straight into enemy players. Beltrani will happily take the possession. Tries to tiptoe his way around Stiuso.
Excellent kill here for the Bulls.
8 seconds left. That's all that they have to complete. And Ryan is absolutely right. An excellent kill. Falcone trying to send it away with one more stick check. Comes to a 4-on-2. Lackadaisically played by the Friars as Buda Cavoli didn't punish it quickly. A shot that the Friars fans thought went in but didn't. Cavoli on another follow-up, and that one is saved by Caradonna. One more opportunity. Caraher straight into the chest of Caradonna, sent down the length of the ice, and Ryan, I think he'll take an icing right there as the Bulls.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't mind that play. Slow things down, get a change, get some fresh skaters out, hit the reset button, and win another defensive zone draw. Because really, that defensive draw win at the end of that 45 seconds left on the power play, basically nothing else came of it. Starting with that defensive zone draw win. They're so important. Let's see if Diorico could do it here.
Diorico gets it to Trites, loops it up the boards. Anderson back to Diorico, out for McNamara. He's into a one-on-one with Miklich. McNamara stick checked away. Good play from Miklich. Anderson back to McNamara. The Mad Line trying to operate. They were robbed of a couple of goals already. Anderson trying to scramble in front, gets another one. Valsic a couple of stops in that sequence. Anderson now has it in his skate blades. Digs it out eventually. Stops up in the corner. Has Diorico down there with him. Sends it. Diorico to McNamara. Still scanning for options. McNamara, room in the corner. Can't give it to him. Shot caroms all the way off the high glass to Trites. Follow-up shot saved by Valsic. The Friars surviving that offensive stint right there, and Busa will try to hold it. Trites taking a step around him. Separated from the puck. It's now for Diorico.
I mean, this is such a playoff atmosphere. You love it.
Anderson, slow, options. It's McNamara, middle, Diorico, deflected high and out of play. Getting his stick in the lane was Justin Norris at the last opportunity. Diorico has now had multiple great looks.
Yeah, look at this
stick. The Friars keep bottling him up.
Look at the stick right here. Potential goal saver. Excellent. And then on the sequence prior, you've got Jordan Valsic again on Luke Anderson. Point blank. Right here out in front, spun it through. Changed direction quickly there.
Avlanitis to Agavino. And Auerbach out on that line. Bunch of A's in the last name. Trying to make an A-grade play. Out of the zone instead. Ryan looks at me with the side eye. I got to try, Ryan. You got to be a comedian sometimes. Can't come as easily as what you get, my friend.
The dad jokes, baby. They're in style.
In over to the right circle. Giving it a cross and no shot taken. Spilled below the goal. Ryan trying to hold the zone. It gets past him and Power will instead take a long skate. Azaridi trying to cut off the passing lane, so instead it's banked off the boards, down for an icing. And that's the kind of presence that Azaridi has on the ice. He doesn't need to be within a foot of you in order to make his presence felt.
Sure, and it's just a trait of these two teams not giving the other team time and space. And when that happens, turnovers happen. You have to be so good, so quick, and so aware of where everyone is on the ice.
Sorrentino wins it forwards. Caraher trying to wrap the net. Stick lost for a second from Caradonna, then was helped out by Spires to get it back. In the meantime, the puck goes out of the zone. Rinfis, good cutoff on the outlet, allows Beltrani to step up in the neutral zone. He lost it, then taken back by Falcone, streaking to the net, saved by Valsic. Back out to the high slot, fought for by Spires. His stick tied up, somehow breaks out of the pack with it. Looking to the far point, Rinfis was there to hold it. This is going to be a breakaway. Caraher in on net, scores! 1-0 Friars. Caraher gets it done, his 7th of the season.
I mean, this is an excellent. I was going to compliment Caraher before the goal ever even happens for this play right here, as he poked it out of the line to begin with, then poked it into open space. They got to turn on the Jets now. He knows he's got Cummings cutting the ice in half. Got to make that shot count, and he does. Blasting it by Caradonna, who had been perfect to that point. Friars lead at 1-0. The one mistake is made by Smithtown Hauppauge. Let's see how they respond in this chess match, Kevin. Absolute chess match.
Bulls aren't out of it just yet, but the Friars are a boogeyman for a reason, and he can't get in your own head. Caraher Pinched into the end boards, looking to go back-to-back on his shifts. It's swept out of the offensive end. Stiuso tries to shut it down. Spilled on the skates right there. Diorico holds it in. Numbers down low. McNamara, one-timer. The sophomore sensation scores his first against the Friars varsity team.
That's, again, how unfortunate can you get? Then falling down and almost making up for it. While on the ice, it's just gotta go a little no, says Diorico. And then he lays an absolute perfect pass on a tee for McNamara. The mad line, driving the fans mad, tying the game at 1. Just a mere, what? 22 seconds after.
Diorico, McNamara, and Anderson still on the ice. Here comes McNamara. Poked off his stick and it'll go back to the offensive end. Azaridi trying to get to it. He was reaching through the arms of Cummings, but couldn't get his hand in the honey jar, Ryan. Honey jar. That's how excited we are sometimes.
Call him Winnie the Pooh.
Diorico, a bank pass ahead for Anderson. Look to the open space and now has it for Kyle Cummings. Ahead Diorico, went off his stick in favor of Azaridi. Rotated to the far side, Anthony Catallo brings it in. Streaking down to the goal line, his shot will skim off the glove of Caradonna and go out of play.
And things have been so tight throughout this game. Seems that maybe they're starting to open up here in the second with those 2 goals. Carraher and McNamara. This is now, again, a reset. Game's tied again. No team is trailing or winning. Might go back to the same.
Rinfus takes a shoulder check, does get the puck out though. Another opportunity. This is Sorrentino. Lots of space. Sorrentino. Shot went wide over to the left and well played off the end boards by Caradonna. I don't know how many different compliments we can give these goalies, Ryan. I think we're running out of them by this time. Beltrani, a good takeaway. Knocked down. Sorrentino made up for the play. Bulls still have it. Wraparound attempt, and it got into the stick of Valsic, covered it up with the glove, and we got some verbal jockeying now in the slot.
Yeah, a little discussion after, maybe a snowstorm that not only hit Long Island this weekend, but hit Valsic there at the end of the play, causing the meeting, if you will. Just having a meeting, just a little chat in front of the net.
Another snowstorm coming on Sunday. Everyone stay alert, stay aware. Don't get caught out if you don't need to.
Our meteorologist Kevin here is the inside scoop.
It's my PSA. Diorico will take the offensive zone draw. The Mad Line scoring on their most recent shift. McNamara, pickpocket to Diorico, out across in front of the slot. Slides through and through.
Stioso, great stick lift there.
Chance for the Friars to clear.
Pardon me, Budicavoli.
Down below the net. Knocked down once again. This time Anderson couldn't hold the zone. Troy goes across. Trites fires it in. McNamara will be first on the forecheck. Valsic checking over his shoulder. Elects for the far side. Good tap pass and the Friars break it free. McNamara back in the neutral zone, makes it Bulls puck once more. Ramps it off the stick of Diorico into the offensive end. McNamara shot down low. Valsic a save and a follow-up. 4:06 to play in the second period. 1-1 the score. Both these goals scored relatively recently, Ryan. You said that the ice might be opening up. I tend to agree with you.
Perhaps, and or maybe now that it's tied, it goes back to more of a defensive structure. But we've seen a lot of little goofs, little mistakes from both of these teams. It's who can take advantage of them.
Diorico to Power, quick shot blocked at the point. Another one for Power, a follow-up. Valsic scrambling, he scores! The Mad Line will drive you crazy. Up 2-1 here in the second period.
It's a simple face-off play. We're going to take another look. Not sure if we get it in the replay, but this all starts from the face-off right here. It's won by Smithtown Hauppauge. Get the puck to the net and low. Rebounds and deflections, and you get both there. A shot block, thought that would have been the goal. Diorico, what do you do? What do you got to do? Go to the net. Good things happen. He's got another goal. The Bulls, their first lead of the night.
Out of the entire line, out of the entire Suffolk County High School Hockey League, There are 4 players in the top 5-point productions on one line for Smithtown Hauppauge. It's Marcus Diorico, it's Liam McNamara, and it's Luke Anderson. They're the present of this team, they're the future of this team, and they're the reason why they have a 2-1 lead against the Friars.
Big hit, Beltrani.
The hits continue to rain through. Beltrani, one of the more senior players on this team, looking for another scalp, is Rinfus in the left corner this time. The Bulls fighting for it, send it in front, Velsic scrambling, and it comes free for Karaher.
If you didn't know any better, you would have thought this is the championship game.
Might as well make it as an offsides called right there. Busa not able to do anything. He was flying on that shift, though. We've seen the lines jumbled up a little bit now for St. Anthony's. Busa started off with Azaridi. I don't know if that was a temporary switch, but it looks like he's going to go to the bench now. So they're trying to find solutions. Robert Lund, the head coach for St. Anthony's, he has experience winning, Ryan. He'll do anything it takes.
And you know what? And I think a mismatch is you're not going to find one against the Mad line. What you are going to do is down the lines where the Friars may have a bit of an advantage. That Karaher line, I think, has been one of their best all night.
Gloves knocked down for Miklich. It's still into the offensive end. McNamara twisted around one. McNamara to the center. Comes free for Catallo, and he'll just send that puck packing. Quickly back for the Bulls. On the backhand, knocked in by Anderson. Miklich rotates it around Catallo. Stops it up on the far the rest of the way. Touched by the Bulls, so he won't get any icing there. Cummings for Spires. Tiptoes around Catallo. Sends it to the open space. It's with McNamara now. Leaves it for a Diorico. Drop pass to McNamara across the blue
Dangerous
line. And Catallo right there was being a bit nifty. Catallo still looking for a breakaway. Knocked down. Here's Azaridi. He has a man to his right. Azaridi, a shot save made by Caradonna.
Yeah, he got a piece of that with the glove and deflected it out of play. Spires tangled up here. Chaos ensues, and then you get a 2-on-1. A little bit surprised there was no call either way on that Spires sequence. Caradonna comes up huge there. And again, 2-on-1, we see the defenseman take away the pass. We've seen it all night, and the goaltenders have responded in kind by making the save.
Carrasco back out onto the ice. Remember, he was the one who took the huge hit from Spires in the first period. Good to see that he's still okay and game ready. Krikow fields a nice pass and breaks it into the blue line. Krikow down low to the corner. Kanksa challenging him there. 2 big bodies colliding.
And Charlie Krikow's a big body.
Has a couple of brothers who are just as big in the wings of the JV team waiting for their spot.
That he does.
But he got to stay present right here, right now. Set it in the opening. Only thing that matters is these 45 minutes. The 2 biggest rivals we have in the league. Ryan juggling the puck down the left wing wall. It's brought forward. Caught up now by Avlonitis. Ryan starting to shove. All of this in front of the face of the JV team for the Bulls. They're getting loud.
Oh, yeah.
Friars still trying to hold on to it. It's sent off the high glass and out thanks to Carrasco. Power will lackadaisically skate to force that into an icing.
Absolutely. It's such a smart play. He could have.
He could have.
He could have. Why are you gonna?
We've seen Power turn on the Jets, make his defense offense. Buck 16 to play in the second period. All 3 goals coming in this middle frame.
Big face-off here, Kevin. Beltrani's going to take it. One of the best face-off guys for Smithtown Hauppauge. That's part of the home field advantage right there.
Beltrani over to Rinfus off the draw. He'll circle it down low. Cut off quickly by Miklich, just trying to get it out, but Beltrani says no to that idea. Down to a minute left in the second period now. Azaridi trying to be the difference maker. His shot instantly interrupted by Cummings. Goes high into the low rink here at the rinks with 59.3 left.
Relatively, we go in all sorts of rinks across Long Island, Kevin. It's pretty tall here at the rink. Low in retrospect.
With the scaffolding on
scaffolding.
the side. That thing
was going to the moon.
Oh,
it was going to the moon.
Might have gone out of MSG. Who knows? Miklich now with the long shot. The puck sitting free. No one finds it until Catallo tracks it down with his Hawkeye. Dancing at the goal line, leaves it for Azaridi. Back to Catallo, goes through his skates, up to Stiuso for a shot. Beltrani blocked it. Skates forward 3-on-2. Diorico in a mixed match line. Let's see what he does with the chemistry offsides. Listen, it's because Anderson and McNamara weren't there. His circadian rhythm was off balance.
It's a tough break for Smithtown Hauppauge as they double shift Diorico. A little sneaky little play there by the Smithtown coaching staff. 3-on-2s, 2-on-1s. They're hard to come by against these defensively responsible teams.
Also, gotta mention Liam McNamara now in the 60-point club, as is Marcus Diorico. Both of them getting there with their most recent points.
They join Cam Calber of SCHSHL.
Diorico knocks it across Beltrani, had it taken away. Puck sits free at the blue line with 18 seconds to play in the second period. 2-1 the score right now. Both goals coming as credit of Liam McNamara, but I have a feeling one of those should belong to Diorico instead. Falcone shot Valsic, gets it into the gut and shuts down the play.
And I think following that second Smithtown Hauppauge goal, they've really upped their game. They get St. Anthony get the break here at the end of the second, try to hit the reset button, go into that third period, win the third, we could win the game. But for now, you got to get there.
In the right dot, that's where we'll start it off. Only 5 ticks left. Falcone spin around on the backhand, looking for something Patrick Kane-esque in the bottom of the left circle.
Yeah, can't knock that. With such little time left, get the puck toward the front of the net. Falcone doing it in groovy fashion.
Beltrani will once again take the face-off. Right now, lining up in prime real estate is Brett Spires. Face-off one forward instead, and that's how we'll end it. One last shot from Spires. The Bulls entered with nothing on their score sheet, leave with 2. The Friars leave with 1. 15 minutes to play here in the rivalry matchup. Ryan Brannigan, your final thoughts in this period before we kick it over.
I think it was another great period of hockey. Sit back, relax, enjoy, or be at the edge of your seat if you're a fan of either of these teams. This is some of the best Suffolk County has to offer, so enjoy it.
We'll be right back here on the LI Sports Network. That second goal was Diorico. Yeah. I don't know why it's listed as back. Because they don't have us back check. "15 minutes, that's all that remains. St. Anthony's, Smithtown Hauppauge. 2-1 for the Bulls. That's all the info you need to know. The rest is to be determined." The mad line to start off the period. Sorrentino across from them. Back to live. Anderson getting it to Diorico. Flips it behind. Ryan trying to get it ahead. He'll airmail it into the offensive end and down for a quick icing. Slow start to this third period. 9 seconds gone by, Mr. Brannigan.
Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, slow start. I mean, it's 9 seconds. But again, expect the push from the Friars. They're one of the most talented, proudful organizations here in the Suffolk County High School Hockey League. They're not going down to the line. No shot.
Sorrentino gets it behind him for a shot, hit his own man. Chance for the Bulls to clear at the far point. Good stick work right there from McNamara. As Anderson, he cuts past the blue line, pulls up, sends it down low. Anderson collects, spins to Diorico, in front, scramble, they score! 3 in a row, the mad line keeps it rolling.
Pure will from Diorico as he's gonna get the puck in front and just like a lumberjack, whack, whack, into the back of the net, just overpowering the defender's stick. just like that. What a start for Smithtown Hauppauge. What a huge goal to get that 2-goal cushion, Kevin.
2 of them play for the Long Island Rebels. 1 of them plays for the Long Island Royals. They're all the most important players for Smithtown Hauppauge, and they have been the thorn in the side today for St. Anthony's.
They've not. Again, they're paired up with the Varsity line, and each and every period we've seen advantage to the Mad Line.
Beltrani had Rinfus. Instead, he fills it wide. Falcone, one-timer. Better save from Valsic.
Unbelievable.
Catallo comes in and he'll skate this ahead with a 3-on-2. Catallo leaves it. Azaridi overskated it.
Now here's a mismatch in favor of Smithtown, in favor of St. Anne's.
Rinfus tried to barge his way forward. Instead, plays a little softer game with Falcone. They'll turn it over and the Friars get it out. Punched right back in. St. Anthony's trying to slow this down a little bit. Whipped across the rink and once again back to the left side with Catallo. He'll feather it into the offensive end. Back out by the stick of Falcone.
We saw this in the Sachem St. Anne's game. The Catallo line getting tons of ice time with them trailing in that game. Expect the same here. They're going to try to get them out against easier matchups than the McNamara line.
Rare to see Catallo held off a score sheet in a Smithtown Hauppauge St. Anthony's game. Still has time to change that. Nichols forced into a turnover, lifted down the rink. Valsic comes out to do what he does best. Spins it around the boards, but the speed is there. Krikow trying to hold the zone. He's had a great game in the time that he's seen. Gets it out for Auerbach. A chance. Avlonitis not going to win it away. Instead, it's Azaridi. Spins, falls down. Catallo, a shot, and another easy save for Caradonna.
Yeah, you take that all day, or Smithtown Hauppauge. A shot from outside of the circle. No traffic out in front. Take it all day. That's where you'd like to see a low shot there instead of a high one that's in the chest. Very easily unrebound, to not prevent a rebound there, or rather to prevent a rebound there for Caradonna. Shoot it low, cause some chaos out in front. Unless you're on a clean break, that's what's going to be Caradonna.
Carrasco for another draw. Not going to get that against Diorico. Diorico has not only been a physical dominance down low, but he's also been dominant in the face-off circle. Ryan, you were talking about the importance of them.
Oh, absolutely.
McNamara trying to get it over to Anderson. Out to Spires at the blue line for a shot. Anderson trying to leave it there. Diorico spinning around. Fans off. McNamara scores. Put in a bed. The Mad Line have 4.
Who's going to stop him? Not really. Who's going to stop them? They're unstoppable. The chemistry. Pass, shoot, score. Near every time is a reason that all 3 of them are at the top of the scoring record books here this season for the Bulls. They do it time and time again. 3-goal lead now for the Bulls, as they are not going to take their foot off the gas.
It's a hat trick for Liam McNamara officially.
Is that good?
Might go back for Diorico on that second goal, but McNamara currently listed as a hat trick scorer.
Is that good?
It's pretty good, Ryan. Shot for St. Anthony's. They're trying to find something here in the third period. Caradonna will make another save. He's been great in the absence of Jack Pring.
Absolutely. And yeah, no Pring on the bench. It makes you wonder.
It makes you wonder.
It makes you wonder. Pring was the goalie last time out when the St. Anne's got the win over Smithtown Hauppauge.
Justin Norris takes a couple of steps in and forces a quality save now for Caradonna. Luckily for him, nothing tipped that easier either to make it a harder save.
No, and again, those face-offs are critical, not only if you win them back because you can get into your set plays, but you automatically have that traffic built in front of the net.
Falcone breaking it forward, challenging straight into Norris, gets past him. Falcone with Rinfus, couldn't connect on the centering feed. Beltrani now bottled up. St. Anthony's get it back to the neutral zone.
A little surprised not stacking the neutral zone here.
Here comes Ryan against Busa. Another centering feed, this time taken by Norris. Justin Norris hits it ahead. Sorrentino wobbles past the blue line. Sorrentino still holding on to it, sent it in front for a quality opportunity. Ryan was there on the second wave, and he'll just blast it out. settle things down a little bit. Stiuso has plenty of time and space. Up to the stick of Catallo. He carries it ahead. Tried to feather a pass for Sorrentino. Catallo takes control. Looking behind him, hits it to the far point. A shot knocked aside. Around for Catallo one more time, has a man in front of him. Power the big body wasn't going to allow that shot to go through his legs. A little bit of an extended offensive look now for the Friars, something they haven't had in a while. Budakavoli on the backhand, loops it in. Trites knocks it forward. Krikow out of the zone, and now the Friars have to reset. Stiuso once again tucking it below his goal. Hits Budakavoli. Harassed by two different Smithtown Hauppauge players. Cool under pressure. Budakavoli, he's been there, done that. Multi-time Suffolk County High School Hockey League champion. As is many of these Friars players. A centering feed at the last second was intercepted by Auerbach. That would have left Catallo all alone with the option. Catallo gets it at the blue line, tees one up. Caradano knocks it down. Out of the zone now, and once again the Friars have to reset, but we've gone a decent stretch here with no Smithtown possession. Budakavoli in on net again. His shot saved. Caradana finally gets the pause that the Bulls needed.
Absolutely right. St. Anne's dominating play. That being said, was there really a high danger chance in there?
No, there wasn't. And that's the more impressive part.
Goes to show you, and it's hard. Bulls are doing a great job of keeping the play to the outside and clearing out the rebounds.
Diorico sends it over to Spires. He has a little bit of space. Looks around for Anderson. That pass cut off. Taken by the Friars. Tipped. Hit the post. Scramble. They score. Friars back in it. Don't count them out just yet. 9:51 to play. It's a 2-goal game.
You never can, and this is what I've been saying. Get bodies to the net. Shot low from the point. Creates the chaos. It looked like it deflected initially, and then just cashing in on the rebound. The goal go to Danny Smith.
You never know who it's going to be for the Friars. That's their greatest strength. Anyone can score any given game, and today it's Daniel Smith, his 6th of the season.
Such a deep team. Year in, year out.
Kanksa gliding around in his defensive end. Whips it forward. Puck popped up high into the air and gloved down by Caraher. He has the other goal today for the Friars.
I think this line's been one of their best.
Caraher, he's gliding, looking dangerous. Pulls up on the skates but lost it out to Beltrani. Tries to hit it across for Rinfus and connects the pass. Sent past the blue line. Plenty of time for Nichols. Rinfus knocks down that. Falcone, one hand on the drive. Falcone gets around the check, knocked down from behind. Will stay 5-on-5, no penalties from the referees. Beltrani right back for it. Skims it up the wall, Power. Twists it back down low, and there comes a penalty. Falcone was knocked down in front of the net by Jake Nichols. It will be a power play opportunity for Smithtown Hauppauge.
And that's so tough for St. Anne's. You mentioned of all the consecutive shifts they've had with the puck in the offensive zone. And eventually they break through and they score. The very next time Smithtown Hauppauge have an offensive shift to take a penalty. And now you kill it off, that's great, but that's 2 less minutes on the clock, 8:55 to go. Only so much time to work with, down by 2. This is big for St. Anne's.
Diorico will start it off with Anderson and McNamara. Rare to see that whole line out there actually on the power play. They usually have a slightly different configuration, but they've all been playing so well today. Up to the blue line with Spires. Walks left, looks to pass right. Intercepted. Here comes Catallo.
Oh boy.
Flying down the sheet. Catallo in on net. Scores! It's a shorty for the Friars. Down by 1.
Well, that changes everything, doesn't it? Anthony Catallo, an absolute game breaker, intercepts the pass, and he catches the defenseman flat-footed. Cummings can dive, or rather Spires can dive out as far as he can. It's not gonna catch Catallo. 1-goal game, strap in, buckle up, folks. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
9:51, 8:36. Those are the timestamps for the Friars. They're right back into this. $1:35 left on the power play. You can't forget about that either.
No, they got to kill the rest of this off, although I expect them to have some big momentum following that goal.
Anderson got the pass from Diorico, given a lot of space. Luke Anderson, one of the best dishers in this entire league, looks over for McNamara, had trouble with that pass, held alive just barely by Cummings. It's Anderson with it again, scanning for his options. Hits it up high, Cummings down the slot, gives it over Diorico to the middle. McNamara scores! If it wasn't a hat trick before, it's a hat trick now. The sophomore sensation with his 4th of the game.
Big Mac. Big Mac. This is, again, what a feed from Diorico from the near side. Right in the wheelhouse. And Liam McNamara, have yourself a game. They're going to say Brendan Power gets the primary assist there. I thought that was Marcus Diorico. They might have just flipped it up. Whatever. They both get assists. They both touch the puck last. Diorico, McNamara, need I say more? And that was so big to kill the momentum that would have been gained from that shorty.
Cummings off the wall, back to 5-on-5 here at the rinks in Hauppauge. If it sounds like my voice is gone, there's a reason, and it's because of this game.
4 goals against the Friars is a feat very, very few players can boast. Liam McNamara showing why he is truly elite at this stage of his career in the varsity division.
Coming into this game had the 2nd best scoring defense in the league. They only gave up 2.17 goals per game. Anderson, McNamara, and Diorico have blown that out of the water all by themselves.
This score currently is a flip of the last time these two teams played, where the Friars won 5-3.
Beltrani powers his way forward, has Rinfus near him. Instead, it's Falcone in the middle. One good move, skates a stick, and missed wide on the shot. Still battling for it down low. Budakavoli, who's had a good game, always needs to against the Bulls. He's a safe pair of hands back on the blue line. 7:08 to play in the 3rd period. Falcone tips it free. It's for Beltrani now. Dicing it up, cuts middle. Can't find that real estate as Aridi takes it back. Trying to slow things down for the Friars. They're still within 2. This game is a possibility for anyone. Here comes Azaridi, swept away by Falcone. He'll try to carry his momentum forward, but Hitler collects it in his skate blade. Hits it off to Anderson. Anderson has McNamara behind, instead takes the shot. Valsic will say no to that. Puck over in the corner. Back out for Anderson, was looking for someone, but instead hit the tape of Catallo. Here comes Catallo. Cuts past the blue, looking over his right shoulder. Instead, his shot saved by Caradonna.
Lines are in a blender right now for St. Anne's.
Looking for Anderson. Instead, it's all the way down the rink and icing. And to your point, Ryan, that'll give them the opportunity to reset those lines.
You got Daniel Smith out there with Carraher and Catallo there. Keep in mind, Carraher and Catallo, Daniel Smith, all players who have scored for the Friars in this game.
An anxious quietness falling over the crowd right now. No one knows who's going to win this game despite the score. The Bulls just trying to hold on. It's down low, intense battle. Busa trying to shove it away. The puck comes around for a turnaround shot. Sorrentino missed wide to the left. Power takes it, deflects off a body out for Anderson, plays it back for Power. Across the rink, McNamara fiddles it in as the puck spins around the boards. Cut off down low by Kanksa. Sends his pass over to his right side. Sorrentino for Busa. Busa gains the red line and dumps it in. Ryan goes down low over to the corner, harassed by 2 Friars, sends it dangerously into his own slot, but had Diorico and McNamara there. Back into the offensive end. Diorico, give and go. McNamara knocks it. Anderson, the chemistry is immaculate, and Diorico is almost set up for another one-timer. This belongs to Busa, couldn't get around Ryan. Opportunity to change, that was almost a penalty. McNamara will collect it as his team makes a change on the back end of the play. Azaridi has it at his own goal line, starts to cut north. Azaridi still gliding with it on his left side is Catallo. The 3rd member of the line is Carraher. Looking for Carraher in the middle, couldn't connect the pass. McNamara will take it, long shift for Liam McNamara, and a little bit of a mistake there as he'll play it into his own bench.
He'll go off for a change. And now potential for St. Anne's to get a matchup they like with the McNamara, the Mad Line, as you have dubbed it, Kevin. Now you got the Catallo Azaridi line up front against not that line for the Smithtown Hauppauge. See what they could do.
Avlanitis on the faceoff, important to win it. Comes to the near point, but not out. The Friars, they need some offense. Only 4 minutes left to play. You got to think about pulling Valsic sooner rather than later. Budakavoli through a crowd, gets it to Azaridi. To the far side now, it's into the offensive end for Karaher. Backhand fiddled it towards the slot, but it was nothing but white jerseys there, and it will be covered up by Caradonna for another ozone draw.
Guess I blame Ben Karaher for thinking he's got a player driving to the front of the net. But again, when you mix up your lines like this, chemistry maybe isn't there for a blind pass like that. And now we've got a timeout for Smithtown Hauppauge.
So we're going to take a minute. We'll stay here on the LI Sports Network. Just talk about the game at hand right now, Ryan. You know, you felt like with Catallo scoring that goal, the Friars were bound to get to 4 and tie this game.
They had to just get to the end of that penalty kill.
And I love that you said it there, Ryan, during the power play itself, that they would have had the momentum had they gotten through it. But time and time again, it's been Liam McNamara to put the daggers, to put all the nails in the coffin for this game. And again, a guy who's in his sophomore year, playing his second ever matchup against this varsity team.
Smithtown Haupauge's got an incredible player in Liam McNamara. And out of the timeout, I think that's a wise move from the Smithtown Hauppauge coaching staff. Got a defensive zone face-off. Want to just play smart, simple hockey. Don't want to force anything at this point in the game. You're up by 2. Less than 4 minutes to go. As long as you don't make any big mistakes, you'll be coming out with a win.
The Echoes against the bench right now. The Friars trying to get their guys fired up. Comes out. Budakavoli, couple steps to his left. His shot wide on the left side. Broken out by Beltrani. Beltrani trying to cut middle. Had a stick thrown into his ribcage from Valsic. Puck still lost in a couple of blades. Budakavoli couldn't play it well. Now into a wrestling match with Beltrani, allowing his team to scoop it up. Catallo looking to wiggle. Gets around Falcone and skims it around the boards. Cut off down low by Cummings. Once again, the Bulls have it and play it down the ice. Valsic will be there to greet it. Will leave it behind for Budakavoli. It's Beltrani, Rinfus, and Falcone. A great defensive line for these Bulls. Catallo fumbling it there. Falcone will take it, trying to pinch it in to kill more clock. Underneath 3 minutes to play in the third period. Falcone with it again, has Rinfus in front of him. Make that Beltrani, who will challenge Budakavoli. Ahead, Azaridi.
Bulls make a change. Guess what line back out?
Catallo cuts past the blue, leaves it behind him. Well played by Falcone. Hit it off his hand, but no hand pass. Nope, we'll get it there. Referees eagle-eyed down on the near side. So it'll be an ozone draw for the Friars.
Diorico came out to initiate that change, and now Beltrani to the bench, Falcone to the bench. Any advantage you might have had for St. Anne's with the Mad Line off has been neutralized. That being said, 2:34 left. Valsic is on the bench. Extra attacker out for the Friars.
So we'll skate 6-on-5.
Face-off is huge, Kevin.
Azaridi to kick off the party. The puck still up for grabs. Poked aside, and now fiddled down the rink by Anderson. That's going to go all the way for another icing, and we'll do it again.
Being picky, but if you're going to flip it down ice for an icing, not sure if he was trying to hit the net there, but if he was, he only missed it by maybe a couple of car lengths.
Another face-off, same spot. Azaridi, this time getting the better of his opponent. Stiuso just has to hold the zone, gets it across. Miklich rattles it down the wall. Opportunity for Busa to take it out of the skate game to pinch it in. Catallo tasked with taking it out. Finds it to Azaridi. Flips it up high. St. Anne's looking for a shot. Blocked by the stick of Anderson. Now controlled by McNamara. The Friars now have to reset. McNamara, another pickpocket, and he'll kill off more time. Under 2 minutes to play here in the third period.
This is the hard part, is getting back into the zone and reestablishing possession that you just had for St. Anne's.
Azaridi, good cut to his right side. Nutmegs McNamara for a shot. Hits off a skate blade. Comes loose. Catallo just trying to get free, and a delayed penalty. That's going to go against Smithtown Hauppauge. St. Anthony's might want to allow the touch-up here. Instead, they'll keep it alive for now, out into the neutral zone. Stiuso has a delayed penalty. I don't think he knows.
They're just telling, the bench is telling him just get rid of it, but don't ice it. Smart play to get that on goal. We saw it earlier in the game to allow the 5-on-3. That was in favor of Smithtown Hauppauge. Of course, it ends up not mattering. They don't score on it, but I was confused why they weren't touching up the puck sooner.
Head coach Robert Lund almost blew a blood vessel right there, trying to get his team on the same page as the bench.
Especially the lethargy in the middle of the neutral zone for St. Anne's when you don't have time on your side. Yeah, just give the puck up at that point.
Azaridi versus Beltrani. That's the draw.
Yep.
6-on-4 on the ice. Buck 14 to play. 1 over to Sorrentino, flips it to the blue line. Catallo, a big blast, pops free for Falcone. He's shooting at an empty net all the way down.
No icing though. It's an advantage for Smithtown Hauppauge being shorthanded.
60 seconds remain. Catallo has to fly, dicing it up in the neutral zone. Breaks past the blue. Catallo still with it on a sharp angle. His shot lifted into the high glass. Azaridi holds it there. Back for Catallo, looking for Sorrentino. Instead, it's Azaridi, challenged by Cummings. Puck is free. Beltrani has it, skating down. His shot wide left. Still no icing.
More time off the clock, though.
Sorrentino needs it. He needs the speed. Flying forward. Catallo setting a bit of a pick there in the neutral zone. Sorrentino breaks it in. It's down low. Spires blasts it around the boards. Cut off. Quick shot taken. Blocked away. The Bulls find another clear. 20 seconds left with a 2-goal lead.
They can feel it over there to our left. The Bulls fan section are on their feet at the rinks.
The Madden line has 2 60-point scorers. They have done everything in this league, but they didn't beat the Friars. Now they have that win, a 5-3 win. The Bulls will be your number 1 seed going into the playoffs.
Opens the door for Sachem now to potentially become the number 2 seed with the regulation loss for the Friars. They can't sulk in this loss. They've got to come right back out and get the job done in their next matchup. That matchup will be against Kennequot Sayville on January the 30th, and that could very well be a playoff preview.
You got to tip your cap to Jacob Caradonna.
Absolutely.
The backup goaltender to step into a big-time situation, and he more than performed. Ryan, you said it. A win like that has to give you at least some consideration to be a goalie that you can use in the playoffs.
It's funny you mention it, because in the playoffs last year, it wasn't Jordan Valsic initially for the Friars. They made that switch to Valsic during that run, which ultimately saw the Friars beating Smithtown Hauppauge in a decisive Game 3 to become Suffolk County High School Hockey League champions. Smithtown Hauppauge, it's a good problem to have.
It's a great problem to have. A problem that St. Anthony's knew well last year. You know, obviously, Travis Quigley, our fearless leader, liked to call it the 3-headed monster between the goalie options that St. Anthony's had. Now it's Valsic all the way. Not a bad number 1 option to have either, but ultimately couldn't get the job done here. The second time this season that this matchup has ended 5-3, this time going in the favor of Smithtown Hauppauge. Ryan, your closing thoughts.
If this is a preview of another Suffolk County High School Hockey League final, we're in for a treat.
I couldn't agree more. On behalf of myself, Kevin Broderick, Gabe Curry, who jumped in to operate the board, Paulie Panasonic Trentini on the camera. Ryan Brannigan on color, and Rowan Loddick floating around and filling all positions as always. Thank you so much for watching here on the LI Sports Network. Have a great night. Once again, final score 5-3. Bulls win.
They're calling it the Mad Line?
No, I started calling it that in the chat.